one. Why gender? There are many reasons, such as, like when we say women are meant to be in the kitchen, because this is not how they've been. Because this is how they have been represented. Or why do men get paid more than women? Why do they? Is this fair or not? Today I'm going to talk to you about how gender can be misrepresented in Australian society. I have to tell you, I believe some women are treated unfairly compared to the men, because how the men have represented the women. Even though we have come a long way, there is still a lot more to go into the terms of how women are treated and cause of how they are portrayed badly in the media. I'm going to convince you that, today I'm here to convince you that women aren't meant to be represented in the media like how they're being represented now. And secondly, why do women get paid less than me in sports? And thirdly, lastly, why are women just represented as being in the kitchen and doing everything else, like looking after their children and stuff? Firstly, women are paid less than men, and in a lot of industries, but still the media itself is going to highlight this. In top anchor journalists such as people like Lisa Wilkinson, who recently left Channel 9 because the gender pay gap, in which she was paid less than her fellow male presenter. Also, another person called Kat Sadler from E1 had showed her had left her presentating job after she had found out she had been earning half the amount as the male has been earning. So this happens in a lot of other places, like industries and stuff, that women earn a lot less than the men are. Women are paid 15.3% less than a man is paid. This is not right, because this means women are earning way less, and also sometimes earning $27,000 more than a woman is paid in a full-time job just because of the gender pay gap. Women in sports such as tennis get paid the same amount as a male tennis player, but they don't do the same amount of sets. They only do 3 sets, whereas a man does 5 sets, so why should they be getting paid the same? Secondly, women are represented different to males in a professional sport where both play the same games, such as rugby in the women's sports like Sevens, rugby union and NRL. They aren't shown as much as the men in the media. What is this to say? Because some women or men will even say that it's more entertaining to watch men than women. I believe they both play the same game, just as at different forces. Like in men's game, there are bigger tackles, and women do different stuff, like they're more entertaining sometimes, every now and then. There are also, it just really depends if you like women or more. Like in soccer, there is FIFA, which is a game played by many people. They decided to put a women's league into it to stop the gender discrimination. So this is a video I have about like gender things.
Our research shows in the history of the Olympics, no woman has ever beaten a man's speed in the same event. So what really happened? When that Chinese swimmer went so fast for a spurt, she almost beat Michael Phelps. She won the gold medal. Let's go back to ABC's Bill Weir at the London Olympic Games with some answers.
The old slogan, "You've come a long way, baby," may seem condescendingly sexist in 2012, but no denying that the best female athletes of today could beat the best men of yesteryear. This weekend, 16-year-old Yi Shiwen covered 2 laps of the pool just as fast as Tarzan Johnny Weissmuller did in the 28 Olympics, and faster than Mark Spitz in the 69 World Championships. But what has all of London talking now is how her times compare to the men of today. In the 400 medleys, she swam those final 2 laps almost exactly as fast as Michael Phelps, and in the last 50 meters was faster than Ryan Lochte. Every time we see something unbelievable, history shows us it turns out doping was involved, John Leonard told a British paper. And though the so-called Mandarin Mermaid passed her drug test Saturday, parents of American swimmers are suspicious as well.
If it's within the rules today, they might have to change the rules later when they find out what they did.
In China, there is outrage over the allegations and charges of racism.
I think the accusations are unfair. People may think Asians are not as strong as Americans or Europeans.
But biology tells us that women like Yi can't be faster than her male peers over the long haul because a man's heart pumps about 16% more blood per beat, his lungs hold up to 30% more oxygen, and longer legs mean stronger kicks. But when it comes to destroying other women, Chinese officials point to her expensive training to explain her explosive times and her physical growth. When she won the Asian Games at 14, she was just over 5 feet 2. She's grown 4 inches since and given her huge hands and feet. Several former Olympians say her speed spurt is reasonable. My results come from hard work and training, he told the China News Service last night. Chinese people have clean hands.
And among those coming to her defense, Bob Bauman, the man who has been working as a coach to Michael Phelps since he was 10 years old. He says, Diane, this is the result of cynicism that came after all those positive tests from the Chinese in the 90s and some American tests. Marion Jones, you'll recall. So if she is racing clean that fast, she is paying for the sins of the past here at these Olympic Games.
Well, that was a sportsman-like thing for the coach to say. Thanks so much again, Bill Weir, reporting from London.
So that there just shows how they don't think women are as equal to men are, so that's not right and they should be doing it a lot differently. So finally, women are different to men because are women really different to men? To be the ones who look after everyone in the kitchen work, feeding the family, looking after the children? Well, I believe not. The men could also be doing this at the same time and same things. Some of the women decide to stay at home to do all of this, whereas some of the men go to earn the money for the family. But even then, some men say stay at home to do all the stuff and the women go out to earn more money. People have decided to make memes and jokes about everything about women, such as like these ones. Oh my god. Like saying they're meant to be in the kitchen and all of that, like they're saying, why isn't my wife in the kitchen? Oh wait, she must be going to the laundry. This is not true, but this is how they can be represented on TV ads for cooking, drinks and everything like that. That mainly show women being that where they are sometimes, such as these ones also. Okay, kitchen. Like some women have said, why would we want to go to work for us just to pay for why we want to go to work and to just pay for the childcare when we can work at home while looking after our kids? In summary, I believe that women are not represented properly as they are just as equal to men and should be getting paid more, not half and less the money as other males. Some men in the same jobs earn 15.3% more than women are. Males should be getting more, and they should be getting more primetime TV, and they should also not be represented as being in the kitchen because some men can do the same thing also. Thank you.
Thank you.